Alright, so I grew up as the only son in my family, and by the age of 12, I was sent to a boarding school to live on my own in New York City. Yes, it was very rough because I had to learn to take care of myself and I had to develop what you call street smart skills from a very young age. But by the time I graduated, I was much more mature than the average 16-year-old at the time. Now, the reason why I tell you this is because in today's video, I will be going over the 5 principles that I learned early in my teenage years, and thankfully, sooner than others. Alright, so number 1 is never trust someone too early. Trust is something that should be earned and not given away freely. Because how many times have you said, ugh, I should have never told him that? Or the whole, no, I can't do that because he or she will find out. All of that comes from a mistake of oversharing too early. Now, when you trust someone too early, you expose yourself to potential harm as you may not know their intentions yet. Now, this doesn't mean you should be suspicious of everyone that you meet because that's not a smart way to make friends. But rather, you should take the time to get to know them first. Observe them, understand their childhood, understand where they come from, and understand their intentions of what they want out of the friendship. That is like mandatory before you even decide to trust someone. So try being cautious of who you trust. It'll not only save you from heartache, disappointment, and future betrayal, but you establish a more meaningful and healthy relationship in the long run. Alright, so the second principle today is that nobody is coming to save you. Understanding and embracing radical accountability is such a pivotal step in you becoming a man. Now, as a teenager, I lacked this very, very heavily. And if you're anything like me, the chances are you probably do too. You know, it's funny because last year when I was reading The Way of the Superior Man for the first time, there is a chapter where the author prompts the readers to think as if their dad passed away. And he basically prompts you to think, what would you do and how would you show up in the world if your father passed away today? At least think about it, because you are at a stage of life where you're beginning to shape your future, and the choices that you make now can significantly impact the trajectory of your 20s. You guys gotta understand that really nobody is coming to save you. Whether you're a mama's boy or you're a daddy's girl, it does not matter in the real hard, cold world. When I was 20 years old and I moved out of my parents' house, this was something that was such a strong reality for me. Yes, I understood it from a young age, but I really had to apply my knowledge when I moved out of my parents' house. And so cultivating a mindset of radical accountability, it means taking full responsibility of everything that has happened in your past and everything that is happening to you right now. Your current situation, your relationships, the way that your business life is, the way that your professional life is, everything. Now, in the long run, this will not only make you a high-value man, but it will also give you the skills to see where people fall short. Instead of blaming others and blaming the situation, blaming your childhood, take accountability of what you are doing right now and who you are as a person. Because, brothers, if you cannot take accountability of yourself right now, then I hate to break it to you, but you're not a man. Because at the end of the day, you guys gotta realize that you build this mindset. And this is why I'm really big in journaling, because the ability to self-reflect and kind of self-audit yourself and take that accountability. It's not only vital for your personal growth, but it's also important for establishing healthy relationships and succeeding in your business. And at the end of the day, that is what the majority of women want in a man. Someone who is self-accountable and is not going to whine like a mama's boy. Alright, so during the pandemic, I was feeling bored. And now, due to that boredom, I challenged myself to learn Turkish online. Now, I did it for 2 weeks and it really opened my mind to what I was capable of. Now, at the time, I didn't have a tutor, unfortunately, because I didn't really know where the heck to go for a tutor for something like that. But I got pretty good. My dad is from Pakistan and I have never learned myself how to speak Urdu. So that is one of the goals that I have for 2024. But in order for me to learn my native tongue, a tutor or an expert of some sort would be very pivotal in the success of that. So this is where LiveXP comes in. LiveXP is a language learning platform where you can connect one-on-one with native speakers and top tutors around the world. They have over 2,000 tutors from places like China, the UK, Spain, and more countries that teach over 35 languages. So the way it works is you select your speaking goals and you filter your tutor choices to the one that you want. And then you take a 30-minute trial lesson that costs you only 99 cents. And if you're ready to learn a language, then you can get a subscription with 30% off using my discount code Yusuf so that you can build a proper relationship with your expert and you can take classes on a consistent basis. For those of you that are interested, I will leave their information down below so you can go ahead and click the link and find your tutor today. This moves me on to my next point, which is the friends that you have today may become your enemies tomorrow. I mean, this is very obvious. Let me explain. They say that you are very lucky if your relationship surpasses 7 years. That just goes to show how much we change in our 20s. Now, when you are a teenager, you and your friends may do a lot of activities and act a certain way that may seem harmless to you guys as teenagers, but as you bleed into your 20s and you get older as an adult, those things that seemed harmless are now obstacles for you in your personal development. And you know, alhamdulillah, I was able to see this very early on. From a pretty young age, I remember in my New York school that I used to see kids who would start at the same level in the beginning of the year and they would end in the exact same position that they were from the beginning of the year. They wouldn't level up in their studies, in their etiquette, or their speech. And for me personally, if someone is in a fixed mindset, then personally myself, I cannot stand being around them for long amounts of time. Sure, yes, you can say, hi, hello, how you doing, how's it going? You can catch up on life, but I don't think you should bond over your life views, because that's where the influence lies. And I'm telling you guys, by clinging to such relationships like that in your life, you risk being pulled back into the patterns that stifle your progress and kind of hinder you from that growth, that person that you want to become. How many of us have that one friend in high school? I literally have two. I have two friends in high school that have never changed since the beginning of high school. I'll end this point off by saying, as-sahibu sahib, which translates to a friend pulls. So whether you're the friend pulling your friend towards good for you. If not, your friend will be pulling you towards something as well. So make sure you are surrounding yourself with the right people and the right individuals that can help ensure that you're going to live a good future. And if not, don't take your friends too seriously if you're in high school. Understand that these are people that are only in my life for 3 to 4 years, maybe 5 years. And after that, I'm going to move on in my life and we're all going to get into our 20s and we're all going to become different people. Point number 4 is that the only thing in this life that will bring you peace is our deen. Do I need to say any more? Do I genuinely need to say any more? I mean, look, our religion is something that is very personal and something that I won't necessarily tell you how to live. And you know, if you're between the ages of 13 to 19, I think laying the bricks down for your hereafter is a smart thing to do. Because after all, we were all created here to do good. And if we're not created to the source of that good, I mean, is that a peaceful way of living? Now, the 5th principle of the things that I've learned early in my teens is that great things take years to build. A great career takes years to build. Becoming a hafiz takes years to build. A good house takes time to build, right? It may not take years, but it takes time to build. Now, I understand it. You know, living in this instant gratification world, we all want that overnight success. We all want that one thing that I need. We all say that, right? I want that one thing. When I get that one thing, or I get that one job, or I get that one connection, or I get that one YouTube video, then I'll be successful. Then I'll be truly on my deen. I'll be understanding of who I want to be as a man. We just want that one thing for us to feel the sense of safety and false security. But I hate to break it to you guys, because great things do not happen overnight. They require time, they require effort, and most importantly, they require patience. So whether you want to build anything of real value, it requires a solid foundation as well. Now, it is through those slow, tedious, hard processes that are filled with challenges and obstacles is where you can truly build something that can stand the test of time. I promise you, if you can master that last point of being patient through tough times and understanding what it takes to build something, then you'll come out of it on the other side much stronger than how you did when you entered it. Guys, remember that Rome wasn't built in a day, and neither were you. So keep your head down, because patience is a virtue, and I'm praying for you.